Welcome to the final session of multimedia storytelling from London International College of International Studies. That's me, Dr. Mohammed Alwishi, the instructor of this subject. Now let's start with chapter 5, final project and assessment. The culmination of your learning journey is the creation of your own multimedia story, a project that demonstrates your mastery of the concepts, techniques, and tools covering throughout this course. This chapter provides guidance for planning, executing, and sharing your final project while engaging with your peers in the crucial process of constructive critique and cooperative improvement. Student project guidelines, industrialization, urbanization, and capitalist expansion restructured economic life, creating new forms of work, wealth, and poverty. Novels depicted these changes, human causes and possibilities, examining how economic forces shaped individual lives and social relationships. Undertaking economic contexts eliminates class conflicts, manage economics, and social mobility themes. Your final multimedia story is an opportunity to synthesize everything you've learned into a cohesive, compelling narrative that demonstrates both technical proficiency and creative vision. Approach this project with the seriousness of professional commission. This is your chance to create a portfolio quality work that showcases your capabilities to future employers, clients, or collaborators. Planning, pitching your story. Begin with thorough planning that includes identifying your target audience, defining your core message, and determining which media types will best serves your narrative goals. Create a detailed pitch that includes your story concept, proposed media elements, production plan, and anticipated challenges. Your pitch should demonstrate that you've throughout critically about why your story matters and how you will tell it effectively. Production and content creation, executive your production plan systematically capturing high quality audio, video, photographs, and gathering any necessary supporting materials. Stay organized with clear file naming conventions and backup systems. Be prepared to adapt when reality doesn't match your plan. Flexibility and problem solving are essential production skills. Remember that production is interactive, and you'll refine your approach as you work. Peer review and constructive critic. Engage meaningfully in peer review process, both giving and receiving feedback. Effective critic is specific, actionable, and balanced between identifying strengths and suggesting improvements. When receiving feedback, listen with an open mind, even criticism you initially disagree with often contains valuable insights. Revision based on feedback almost always improves final work quality. Publishing, sharing your story. Select the appropriate platform for publishing your story based on your target audience and content time. Options might include personal websites, Medium, YouTube, broadcast platforms, or social media. Promote your published story strategically, sharing it with relevant communities and soliciting feedback. Considering your story life cycle, will you update it? How will you master its impact or its impact? The final project isn't just an assignment, it's the beginning of your portfolio and your identity as A multimedia storyteller treats it with the care and the impassion it deserves. Conclusion: the future of multimedia storytelling. As we conclude this comprehensive guide, it's important to recognize that multimedia storytelling, it's not a strategic discipline, it's a dynamic, evolving field that continues to be shaped by technological innovation, cultural shifts, and creative experimentation. The skills we've developed through this course provided a foundation that will serve you throughout your career, but staying relevant as a storyteller requires commitment to lifelong learning and adaptation. Virtual augmented reality, VR and AR technologies are creating entirely new storytelling possibilities, from immersive 360 documentaries to location-based narrative experiences that blend physical and digital worlds. Mobile first creation, continued evolution of mobile devices as primary creation and consumption platforms, reshapes storytelling formats and distribution strategies. AI-driven narratives. Artificial intelligence is enabling personalized storytelling that adapts to individual audience preferences, automated content creation tools, and new forms of interactive narrative. Global connectivity, increasing internet access worldwide, creates opportunities for cross-cultural storytelling, collaboration, and audiences that span continents and languages. Inclusive design, growing emphasis on accessibility and inclusive design ensure that multimedia stories can reach and resonate with increasingly diverse audiences. Lifelong skills for communication and change. The multimedia storytelling skills you've developed transcend specific technologies or platforms. At their core, there are communication skills, the ability to identify what matters, craft compelling narratives, choose appropriate media, and connect authentically with audiences. These capabilities will serve you regardless of which career path you pursue. More importantly, storytelling is a powerful tool for creating a change in the world, whether you're documenting injustice, celebrating culture, educating communities, or building movements. Your stories have the potential to shift the perspectives, inspire action, and leave lasting impact. Experiment fearlessly. The best storytellers are those who push boundaries, try new techniques, and aren't afraid to fail. Every experiment, successful or not, teaches you something valuable. Innovate cautiously. Stay curious about emerging technologies and platforms. The tools will change, but your creative vision and storytelling fundamentals will carry you through every evolution. Share stories that matter. Use the skills to tell a story that deserves to be heard. Stories that challenge, inspire, educate, and connect us across differences. Your voice and vision are unique contribution to the world. Your journey as a multimedia storyteller is just beginning. The world needs your stories, your perspective, and your creative vision. Go forth with confidence, curiosity, and the commitment to excellence. Tell stories that matter and never stop learning, growing, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The future of multimedia storytelling is yours to create. Now we'll summarize the last chapter, final project and assessment. Let's talk about designing a final project and assessment for multimedia storytelling. I'll cover this from multiple angles depending on your context. If you are an educator designing assessment project framework options, option one, personal narrative multimedia story. Students create a 3 to 5 minute multimedia piece telling a personal or community story. Must include at least three different media types: text, video, audio, images, or interactive elements. This works well for introducing multimedia concepts because students can focus on storytelling without needing extensive research. Option two, explanatory educational piece. Students choose a complex topic and create multimedia explainer that makes it accessible to a general audience. Could be a science concept, historical event, social issue, or process requires research, script writing, and thoughtful medium selection. Option three, documentary style investigation. Students investigate a local issue, interview stakeholder, gather data, and present findings through multimedia. This develops journalism skills alongside technical production ability. Option four, campaigns or advocacy projects. Students create a multimedia campaign for a cause, nonprofit, or social issue. Includes multimedia deliverables across platforms, short video, infographic, social media content, and the longer form interactive piece. Assessment rubric components, storytelling content 30 to 40%, clear narrative structure with beginning, middle, end, a compelling hook that draws audience in, appropriate depth and accuracy of information, emotional resonance and audience connection, original voice and perspective. Medium selection plus integration 20 to 30%. Thoughtful choice of formats for different story elements, smooth transitions between media types. Each medium serves a clear purpose, cohesive visual and audio style, avoids unnecessary complexity of future creep. Okay, let's continue. Technical execution, 20 to 25%. Video quality, framing, lighting, creating, and editing. Audio quality, clear, minimal background noise, image resolution and composition, functionality of interactive elements, and mobile responsiveness and loading speed. Clean, bug-free execution, accessibility, and user experience, 10 to 15%. Captions, transcripts provided, clear navigation, appropriate pacing, work across devices, alt text for images, intuitive interface. Process collaboration, 10 to 15%. Quality of proposal, story boards, documented in iterations and revisions, effective teamwork, a group projects. Response to feedback, time management, reflect on learning, scaffolding the project. Week 1 to 2, proposal storyboard. Students submit topic, target audience, key message, and preliminary storyboard showing which media they'll use for each selection. Each section, Provide feedback before they invest in production time. 3 to 4 assist collection. Students gather raw materials, conduct interviews, shoot footage, take photos, collect data, check in to ensure they have what they need. Week 5 to 6, rough draft the first assembled version due for review and instructor feedback. Focus on structure and medium choices rather than polish. This prevents students from investing too much in wrong directions. Week 7 to 8, revision polish. Students refine based on feedback, fix technical issues, add accessibility features, and finalize their projects. Week 9, presentation reflection. Students present their work and submit written reflections discussing their creative choices, challenges faced, the lessons learned, and what they do differently. If you are a student working on a final project, getting started, choose a topic you care about. You spend weeks on this, so pick something that genuinely interests you. Passion shows through in the final product. Know your audience. Who are you creating this for? This tech savviness, interests, and needs should guide all your decisions. Start with a clear message or the one thing you want audiences to remember. Everything else should support that core idea. Planning your project, creating a detailed storyboard, sketch out each section, noting which media you'll use and why. This roadmap saves enormous time later. Inventory your resources, what equipment, software, and skills do you have access to? What can you learn or borrow? Be realistic about the constraints. Set a production schedule, work background or backward from your deadline. When do you need raw footage? When does editing need to be complete? Build in buffer time for problems. Identify potential it challenges early. Need to interview someone, reach out now. Need permission to film somewhere. Start that process immediately. Technical learning curve being tutorials early. Production tips. Audio is crucial. Audiences forgive imperfect video, but not bad audio. Use an external microphone if possible. Record quiet spaces and test audio levels. Um, Before important interviews, shoot more than you need. Got multiple takes, various angles, and B-roll footage. You can't go back in time to reshoot, but you can always cut excess material. Organize your files meticulously. Create clear folder structures, raw footage, audio, image exports. Name files descriptively. Your future self will thank you. Save versions incrementally, doesn't adjust over time. Save as project version 1, project version 2, etc. So you can revert if needed. Test frequently. Don't wait until the end to check if things work on mobile, load properly, or function as intended. Common pitfalls to avoid. Score creep. Starting simple and doing it well beats attempting something overly ambitious and delivering poorly. Waiting for perfection done is better than perfect. Get feedback on rough versions rather than polishing in isolation. Ignoring accessibility, adding captions and alt text at the end is harder than building them in from the start. Technical troubles at the last minute. Don't discover on deadline day that files won't export or upload properly. Forgetting your audience, you understand your topic deeply, but well, newcomers test with someone unfamiliar with with the subject. Self-assessment questions before submitting honestly evaluate. Does any opening grab attention within 10 seconds? Can someone understand my main point even if they do not engage with every element? Does each media format serve a purpose, or did I include it just to check a box? Have I tested this on a phone? Does it work? Would I share this with friends or on social media? If not, why not? What would I do differently if I had another week? If you're assessing your own professional work, key performance indicators, engagement metrics, time spent on page completion rate, video watch time, and drop off points, interaction with clickable elements, scroll depth, scroll social shares, and comments. Impact metrics. Did it achieve the intended goal? Awareness, donations, sales, understanding. Qualitative feedback from target audience, media coverage on or industry recognition, whether it sparked conversation or action. Technical metrics, load time across devices, bounce rate, error reports, accessibility, compliance scores. Portfolio development, document your process, not just the final product show. Initial concept and the storyboards, problem solving when things didn't work. Iterations based on feedback, analytic and impact data, lessons learned for future projects. Sample final project briefs. Project brief one. Explainer series. Create a 5 to 7 minute multimedia explainer on a complex topic of your choice. Target audience, general public with no prior knowledge, must include a narrated video, at least one data visualization, text for additional context, and one interactive element, deliverable, web-based, story accessible via a link. Project brief to community documentary, tell the story of a local person, place, or issue through multimedia journalism. Must include original interviews, video or audio, photography, text narratives, and a map or timeline. Minimum 8 minutes of content deliverable, scrolling web story or video with interactive elements. Project Brave 3 campaign package. Create a multimedia campaign to raise awareness about social issues. Deliverables, 60 minus seconds, social media video, long form, interactive web piece, 5+ minutes, shareable infographics, and brief strategy document explaining your approach and target audience. Project brief 4, educational module design, a multimedia lesson on a subject you could teach others. Include learning objectives, pre-assessment, quiz, call, content using 3+ media types, practice activities or interactives, and the post-assessment deliverable. Standalone module that learners can complete independently. Peer review protocol if incorporating feedback. Round 1, concept review. Is the story idea clear and compelling? Does the proposed medium make sense? Is the scope incorporate? What questions or concerns do you have? Round 2, rough draft review. Does the structure work? Where did you get confused or lose interest? What worked particularly well? What needs more development? Are there technical issues? Round three, final polish review. Proofread for errors. Test functionality across devices. Check accessibility features. Suggest minor refinements only. Grading consideration for educators. Process versus product balance. Um, Weigh both the journal and destination. A student who struggled sought help and iterated based on feedback and delivered a solid final product may deserve a higher grade than someone who coasted on existing skills. Individual versus group assessments. The group projects use evaluations, individual reflections, and role documentation to assess individual contributions fairly. Technical skill versus storytelling. Decide upfront whether you're primarily assessing technical, professional, or narrative quality. Both matter, but which is the learning objective? Effort versus outbreak or outcome. Consider baseline skills a student knew to a video or who creates something rough but shows a tremendous growth may deserve recognition alongside a film student who produces something polished but represents minimal stretch. Thank you so much for watching me teaching you this wonderful subject, multimedia storytelling. I hope you understand everything. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me anything you want anytime via WhatsApp. Until next subject, ta for now.